really great way to utilize some yoga postures to help us feel taller and lighter is to explore some twisting and some side bending poses. The wonderful thing about twists is that they can help us to free up some tension between the pelvis and the rib cage, which can in turn help to create more freedom in the shoulders or maybe even in the lower back. So when we work on twisting postures, we want to focus on the muscles that live between the ribs and the pelvis, particularly the oblique muscles. And the oblique muscles are kind of the engine or the drivers of a twist. A lot of times when we do twisting poses, or if we're turning around to back out of our driveway or something, we might tend to overuse the neck or the lower back. So this video is intending to help you understand the mechanics of twisting and see how you can practice in your own time to notice how it might shift up the way you feel in your posture. So the first one is a standing twist. Now I have 2 yoga blocks stacked one on top of the other here. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a couple of books and just something that where they're long enough to support your foot. I also like to be standing near a wall. So I have my left hand on the wall for support. I'm going to be standing on my left foot and step my right foot up onto the blocks. And just take a moment to become more present, more aware of your breath. Right? Now, if you like, there's a couple things we can do here. You could put your palms on the lower part of your rib cage on the sides, just somewhere where your shoulders feel relaxed. And then with the intention to keep the pelvis quiet and facing straight ahead here, we're going to start to explore rotating to the right. As I move to the right, as I twist to the right, I can feel that my ribs are rotating while my pelvis is staying square to the front. I'm not holding myself tense in my legs or my hips. I'm just moving in a range where there's ease in my pelvis and ease through my torso. So as I'm twisting to the right, I can feel my ribs rotating. Now, if you're working with this and you find that your head wants to lead the way or kind of drive the twist, another thing you can do is bring your hands together, place the hands in front of the heart center, and just rest your fingers underneath your chin. And then from there, as you twist towards the right, still working from the rib cage, you can move in a range where your head doesn't rotate too far. And then once you've gone to where you feel a comfortable range here, you can take your left hand to the front leg and your right arm just reaches back. And then stay here for a couple of breaths. If you need to stay with your left hand on the wall for balance, you can always just rotate, put your hand on the heart center here, the right hand, and just rotate a little bit towards the right. Okay, so easy, nice and relaxed, twisting, and then bring your foot down. You might just notice what you feel on the right and left side of your body, or just what you notice with your breath. And then you can come over to the other side. So now I have my right hand on the wall, and I'll step the left foot up onto the blocks, just taking a moment to connect to my breath. And then you can either have the hands here on the rib cage, or maybe hand at the heart center, or you can bring your fingers or your palms together in prayer with the fingers under the chin. And then start to explore twisting to the left. I like to come in and out of the twist a couple of times and just noticing if I can be aware of my ribs turning relative to my pelvis. So my pelvis is just staying square to the front. And after a fashion, you can bring your right hand across to the left leg and take the left arm back. And stay here for a few breaths, enjoying this little twist. And then coming back into center and releasing the foot back down to the floor. The other pose I'll show you to play with here, we'll use a chair, and this is just a side bending, simple side bend. So I'm sitting towards the edge of the chair. My feet are just resting on the floor here. So for side bending, there's a couple ways you can have your arms in position. So you can have your arms relaxed alongside your torso and simply feel into the weight of your pelvis and the two sitting bones. And then as you side bend one direction, we just want to keep the weight even on the sitting bones. So we're actually taking a side bend here in the torso and then coming back up, and then we'll side bend the other way. Sit bones stay fairly level and weighted and coming back up. What I might see when I work with folks is I might notice that as they side bend in one direction, the shoulder will want to hike up in order to help make that side bend happen. And similar to the twisting, the shoulders don't really have to get involved. So you might see something like this, and you can kind of feel it for yourself in your shoulder. So when you're doing this side bend, you could also put your hands across your heart like so, and slowly side bend to one direction, and then the other, and the head just follows along nice and easy, and the weight stays fairly even on the sitting bones. So play with these two fun poses, one a standing twist and one a seated side bend, and just notice how you navigate through your day, how your body feels. Maybe you feel a little more grounded and a little bit lighter. Enjoy your practice.